My name is Ken Sassaman. I live in St. Petersburg, Florida. Lived here my whole life long. Probably die here, but if I do die, I know I'm going to heaven with Jesus because He's my Lord and He's my Savior. I base all my business principles on that to this very day. I can't physically do the work anymore. My son does everything, and he's been a wonderful son to me. He's like Sarah in the Bible her and Abraham had a son late in life, and everybody kind of condemned them. But you know, God knows best, and He knows best about that, because my wife was about in her late 40s or early 40s, I should say, when she was pregnant with my son Chris, and he's been the biggest blessing of my life. He takes care of everything for me, and I thank God for him each and every day. And I just want people to know there's nothing better than Jesus. He saved me. He took me from the mire. He sends me work in blazing rainstorms. I sell water for a living. We had our back to the wall one Friday and no money to pay with. And my son Chris said to me, "Dad, what are we going to do?" I said, "We're going to trust Jesus, as we always have." "But Dad, it's raining." I said, "That's just that much more that you know that this comes from Him. It comes right from Him." Before the day was out, we were like $1,400 short of money for everything. And before the day was out, not only did we have the $1,400, we had $400 extra. And I thank God for it, because I know it came from Him. And He proved that day to my son that He is real. And He'll do anything as long as you have faith in Him. But you have to have faith in Him and trust Him. If it's not going your way, maybe your way's not the way He wanted it to go. He wants it to go His way. So we have to have the ability to trust Jesus and let Him lead us in life as the way He wants us to go. I witness for Him each and every day. Because, you know, I don't care what anybody says, there's none better than Jesus. He'll save you anytime. All you have to do is ask Him. Just ask Him and accept Him as your Lord and your Savior. You got it made for eternity. If you don't believe that, you're just beyond yourself. I do landscaping and sprinklers all over Pinellas County. Kind of grew up in that business because my dad was in the nursery business, so it's like the third generation of it now. My son does everything now. I'm not physically able to work, and the doctor told me that I was going to have to sit at home, and they was going to amputate my leg below the knee and such things as that. And I said, "Well, by faith, guess what? You ain't doing it." And the doctor said, "Well, Ken, we got a little time. We'll just let you have a little time and see what happens." Well, guess what? Jesus never fails. My leg is still on, and I'm still walking on it. Can I run a marathon? No, I cannot run a marathon, but I can walk on my leg to His glory, and I'll walk on it until the day I die, because I have faith in Jesus. He never fails, never, ever, never. And I base my principles of business on that, and I try to preach them to my son and have him carry on that way, and that's what we build our business on, you know. And when I first started and I was young, I made many mistakes like any other human being, and I tried to rectify them. Well, I know now with God's hand on me, there won't be no more mistakes, unless they're simple mistakes or something for His glory, and I give Him the glory for it too. I'm just thankful I'm here talking to you. I don't know what else to say other than I know that Jesus is my Lord and my Savior, and He let me be able to come and at least go out to where my son is doing his jobs and be able to visit and stay there and get him parts. I can't do any physical work, but at least I'm here every day, and it's still part of the family. So I'm just so happy that it's unreal. I just can't begin to express my desire in Jesus. There's none better. I always put my faith and trust in Jesus, and I try to witness to every customer that I have the wonderful saving grace of God. You know, not all people are the same faith, but most people believe the same way. If they believe that Jesus is the Son of God and they accept Him as their Lord and their Savior, it doesn't matter what nationality they are, whether they're Baptist, Episcopalian, Catholic, anything, the list goes on. Where I go to church, half of them are Catholic, but we're just kind of like an independent bunch of people there that, you know, that believe in Jesus, you know, and Pentecostal, I guess you classify it as, but I was brought up originally in the Baptist faith, and my mother still teaches her Sunday school class, and she's 90 years old. Gets around fine and tells me, son, I probably get along better than you do, which is true. So God has blessed her, and I know He will continue to bless her, and she will continue to bring her word to the people that she comes in contact with. But I know that this day I sit here saved by the grace of God because of a loving mother that prayed me there. You just don't know how much that means. I can't begin to express it. It just breaks me up when I think about it. Jesus has never failed me, but again, my mother has never failed me. She was there through thick and thin, and I thank her for it. I know that she's got a place close to God in heaven, very close. I'd just be happy to get in there and be the gatekeeper. But I know I will get there no matter what, because, you know, if you just trust the Lord, anything is possible. I try to witness to my customers. Everyone that gives me the opportunity to talk about Jesus, I try to tell them and witness to them what Jesus has done for me and what He can do for them. I even have customers that call me and ask me to pray for them, and I do that. And I will continue to do that, because to me that's a great honor to be able to say a prayer of faith to somebody else. Because, you know, it came from the heart, and Jesus touched their heart and put that in their heart. And He had enough faith and ability in me to carry out His word, and I carry it out to the best of my ability. And He will never, ever fail me. And each time a person asks me to pray for them, or if they don't ask me to pray for them, I kind of say a little quick prayer to myself that the Lord will administer just the right words to me to say to them, because each person has different things in their life that affects their life. They have a different thing from the next person down the road, because we're all individual human beings and we all have our needs and our wants. And you know, but you can have your needs and your wants and everything else like that, but the most precious thing, my friend, that you could ever have is faith in the Lord and the Savior. There's none better. If you put your faith in Jesus, He'll see you through everything. He's never failed me. I'm ashamed I failed Him, but He has never failed me. And I'll keep walking the walk and talking the talk until He called me home to be with Him, because I just don't know how else to tell you, my friend. There's none better. If you trust Jesus, just trust Him. Okay, this is my son Chris, and I'm so proud of him, and I thank God for him. He was a blessing to me later in my life. I don't know what I'd have done without him, because I can't physically do the work anymore, and Chris does it, and I thank God for him. And every day I thank God for him and witness to somebody, somewhere, somehow, anything. So I just want my son to say whatever's in his heart, just to say hi or whatever. But I love him with all my heart.
I worked with my father since I was just a young boy, about a year and a half, 2 years old. I'd go with him, but for the past 14 years, every day, on a daily basis. Worked all over the center of the state in Florida, St. Petersburg all the way to St. Augustine. We've done from well drilling to irrigation to landscaping halfway across the state.